What is up, everybody? Welcome to today's aftermarket trade recap. Okay, I'm recording. I'm going to jump into the one trade that I had taken in the AM session today. That was another loss on the day, so two losses back to back. Yesterday and today, I had taken a loss. It was my largest loss on this account, being 260, but that's nothing like abnormal for me or in my range. Like, that's totally fine. Just again with the winning streak and the losses and everything like that, everything has been pretty small for losses wise. But yeah, it was the largest one, not a big deal. Today was actually a pretty good day. It just was kind of tricky, and I'll go into that by showing you guys what I mean. So, coming into the day, real quick, the overall bias was bearish. Reason being is because the start of the week, we pretty much left a doji candle on Monday, and we took out the high. We couldn't get a close above, or the previous day high, or the last trading day before Monday. And then on Tuesday, we took out the actual previous day high. Oh, go back to NQ. But we couldn't get a close above again, and we ended bearish. So, or closed bearish. So that's when I figured today would be bearish, as well as looking at the 4 hour. The only thing we had holding us up was this bullish for value gap here, and we inversed it at 2 in the morning. So that was pretty much clear signs to me that we were bearish, as well as these nice draws on liquidity here, which I don't really know if I want to consider this LRL being the 4 hour time frame, but there's definitely a lot of draws back to back, and then you have this significant one down here. So the one thing I'll get into of where it was tricky was in the morning we had PPI news data release at 8:30 in the morning, so we did have a data high that was left untouched, and we also left like a nice wick within everything like that. So this looks like a pretty good target. And the way that once we opened up at 9:30, well, just to start, again, it's another day where we have like super high volatility. Again, 2 minutes into market open, we're already moving down 70 points. So I'm okay, it's going to be another high volatility day, which just becomes tricky in the sense of sizing down, but then also obviously being able to take positions, because now you're taking abnormal stop losses and abnormal take profit like positions. So something that I'm not used to every day, but not the worst. But yeah, we come down and we pretty much have an inverse to the upside. And I'm thinking, like, we're only 3 minutes in. We do have the data highs above, but my overall bias is bearish. And it just, to me, it wasn't worth taking just because of how much, like, the stop loss would be. Would I maybe have taken this on a normal day if this was like a 10-15 point stop? Yeah, probably. It just would have ended up in a break even. We took out the internal high. As soon as we did that, we rejected lower, and we left these data highs. So that is what it is there. That just was then showing me that we are like actually very bearish on the day still. We're not even wanting to take out that data high before moving lower. So I wasn't gonna take this inverse here because this could have just been another fake out. Like, this is too early into market open to know what this would be. So if I had taken this, this would have been not the best setup in my personal opinion. Yes, it would have worked out, but still ridiculous amount of stop loss, like 80 points. I'm good off that personally. So then we continue lower and we start taking out all these draws that I had already shown on the 4 hour. I don't really need to mark them out, but we started taking them out, and then right roughly obviously here, this is where I was looking to take a trade. And the one thing I like about the setup today is that I was able to actually kind of figure out what I could have truly done better on today. But before I do that, it's just, yeah, we tapped into a 5 minute. Let me go in a replay real quick so I don't have to keep doing that. So we tapped into this 5 minute here, and we were instantly showing signs of rejection, as well as I drew discount of this 5 minute range. And yeah, we didn't tap into it, so it wasn't really significant, but still figured I'd mention that. So I guess I just drew that out. Was obviously, it was more so I'm gonna see if we tap into discount, but we didn't. Again, with how bearish we were and tapping into the 5 minute and rejecting, and opening this 1 minute, as well as already creating a little bit of low resistance liquidity, I figured, okay, this would be a good setup. So I had taken it, and pretty quickly, 2 minutes, I believe, got stopped. Actually, no, 1 minute, because I didn't buy it. I didn't sell on the inverse itself. Again, I kind of waited just like yesterday for a buyback in to get a better fill. Got filled and was stopped out like in 1 minute, I believe. And this was targeting the significant low that I have marked out here on the 4 hour. So yeah, there's not really much to say that I necessarily like did wrong in the sense of like anything with the entry itself. It was more so the fact that what I believe I personally could have done better, and also one thing I didn't catch either, is that roughly around that time at 10 a.m. and I took the trade 5 minutes after 10, we had just, or sorry, technically no, it was 9:45. Okay, I got mistaken, but still, we did have a 15-minute and a larger range that we basically needed to rebalance, as well as we were in discount when we did eventually reject and move lower. But I would say that's the one thing I should have paid attention about. Like, it was just, this was another tricky scenario because I think a couple days ago, it might have been yesterday or a couple days ago, but I'm pretty sure it was a little bit ago, where it was kind of similar. I was so confident on the draw as well as the momentum of price that I didn't need to wait for a larger rebalance. The 5 minute was fine. It was instant rejection. But the thing with today is just the fact that we have already taken out all these draws that, again, I've already showed on the 4 hour, but all those different lows. And that's when stuff can kind of get tricky as well, because it's like, okay, when are we going to stop? You know what I mean? There's nothing really significant to target but these lows. Again, there's still this significant low here. So this was still a very confident draw. It's just the fact that we've already taken out so much that we probably need a larger rebalance. And that's exactly the case. The 5 minute just wasn't enough. Price wanted to move higher into this 15 minute as well as discount of this larger range. And again, it could be because this is already a 270 point dump. Doesn't look like that to me visually. This looks like any regular day. But again, that is a large move. So it would make sense that price needs to rebalance more because of how much volatility there really is today. And that is when I was then looking to take another setup, honestly. I thought this would still be pretty good. Again, I didn't. I just took the one trade on the day, but that's just because nothing really presented itself. But as soon as I knew that we were leaving this low resistance liquidity, this move up, I was kind of looking for an AMD. And the other part where it was kind of tricky was just like, one, on MNQ, we did inverse this 5 minute, but we didn't on here. So that's one thing, but it's still the fact that I didn't really even want to take it just because of the fact that it was so much like stop loss points. I can't figure out a great way to say that, but it too large of risk essentially, even though I wouldn't have taken this. I took 5 micros on this trade today. So you can tell already 10 times the amount of points that I got stopped out at. So it was around a $250 loss. But on this one, I would have had to size down to 2 to 3 contracts, but it still would have been so much, especially after taking a loss today. So it wasn't worth it to me. I started kind of looking for even smaller time frames, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, which I have taken in the past. I will take them rarely. So, or not really, but sometimes. So yeah, rarely, I guess. But there was a 15-second right here. I don't have the seconds time frame on TradingView, but on Top Step it has it. But I was like, you know what? I don't really feel like wanting to chase this in a way. Plus, it had inversed right here. Just, again, so much kind of things going on today, and I was just like, you know what? I'm still very confident on this, but I'm just going to let it go without me. I'm going to let it do its thing, and that's exactly what happened. We ran this LRL as well as the LRL down here, and the TP was hit. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, disappointed in any way. I took another loss, but I followed everything I could do, and I did everything that I could personally do correctly. It just, there was a learning lesson in the sense of larger volatility days like today. So I'm glad I actually got something out of the loss to be able to learn that. A little longer video today, but there was just more to go over. That's it for today. Down about $100 on the week, so not bad. Hopefully I can end green, but if not, I mean, just keep it as small as the losing week as much as possible. Again, we still have tomorrow and Friday, as well as some more. I mean, there's unemployment tomorrow, and then Friday there's nothing, but hopefully the volatility kind of dies down a bit and then go back to normal. But if not, that just means more sizing down. So not a big deal. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys either tomorrow, Friday, or maybe next week. Peace out.